Presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Etowah Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
Thank you for your cooperation.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here to the Choice Pond pregame show as we're just moments away from that Renaissance Bank opening pitch here between number 11 ICC and number 2 Des Moines area Community College. The Bears out of the Iowa area making a pass through, trying to play a little softball here in the state. Tried to play Jones yesterday, couldn't quite get those games started due to weather, but got a beautiful day for softball here in Fulton. Almost Iowa-like weather. A little chilly this afternoon, but let's take you to the field for today's Coca-Cola starting lineups for both teams.
Your starting lineup for the Lady Bears. At shortstop, number 3, Avery Guy. Center field, number 6, Kelsey Hora. Left field, number 2, Bree Hunter. DP, number 10, Morgan Neely. Catching, number 4, Bailey Richards. Pitching in the circle for the Lady Bears, number 1, Molly Jacobson. Right fielder, number 9, or number 7, Keisha Wells. At first base, number 32, Taylor Briley. At second base, number 12, Mia Ruther. And place player, number 5, Ellie Dixon. The head coach is Bob Lugori. Assistants April Brown, Darren Harris, Dana Heller, Brittany Martin, and John Wilkinson. And now, your starting lineup for the 2018 Lady Indians. At center field, number 7, Corey Child. At left field, number 15, May Sullivan. Catching behind the plate, number 11, Sam Connolly. Right field, number 18, Mackenzie Piper. The DP, number 30, Macy Cox. First base, number 19, Shelby Newsom. In the circle for the Lady Indians, number 21, Bailey Springfield. At third base, number 3, Olivia Burns. At second base, number 9, Madison Carnes. And at shortstop, number 5, Rachel Skarnisha. Your head coach for the Lady Indians is Andy Kirk. He is assisted by Cammie Ann Clark. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Lady Bears, Lady Indians, let's play ball.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings.
Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's Tailgate 101.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
The new extra most bestest pizza from Little Caesars is topped with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for the nation's best price. And now for a secret message.
Surrender to the toppings.
Incredible! Extra most bestest, the most cheese and most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we're just moments away from that Renaissance Bank opening pitch here between ICC and Des Moines area. Another top 15 tassel here in Fulton. Last time we were here on Let'sGoICCTV.com, it was ICC sweeping number 8 East Central here in Fulton. And I tell you what, this is going to be a big-time matchup here as number 11 ICC taking on number 2 Des Moines area. So to be the 1-2-3 batters to lead things off here, Guy, Hora, and Hunter. Avery Guy, the shortstop, will lead things off here for the Bears. It'll be Bailey Springfield, the sophomore out of East Webster High School, the Delta State reverse transfer, getting the pitch here, or I should say taking the first game. As we're just moments away from that Renaissance Bank opening pitch here between ICC and Des Moines area in game 1 of 2. The Renaissance Bank opening pitch, missing low for a ball, and it comes at 3:05. So a 3:05 Renaissance Bank opening pitch here for game 1 between ICC and Des Moines area. First pitch missing low for a ball. We'll go over your lineups in between innings. This pitch popped up, lifted deep, and it's going to be a fly ball out on the warning track, as that was Meg Sullivan out there in left field getting the putout. So the ball is traveling earlier today. Now the wind is blowing out of the ballpark right now.
Kelsey Hora.
And anything hit to left could be quite the adventure this afternoon. So with one out now, this is going to be the center fielder, Kelsey Hora, coming to the plate. We do want to welcome everyone watching here on Let'sGoICCTV.com up north of us a little bit in Iowa. That's supporting the Bears this afternoon. Man, this was a big weekend for softball in the state of Mississippi. Jones was set to host some of the top 15 teams in the state as that swung on and missed for a strike. But those games, unfortunately, were rained out. Of course, Jones ranked number 1 in the country. East Central was in that mix. They were ranked number 8. I believe a team out of Illinois ranked number 11. And then, of course, number 2, Des Moines area, was set to participate in a little round robin there yesterday. Unfortunately, couldn't get that one going. But beautiful day for softball here in Fulton as that pitch misses for a ball. 2-1 now. is the count with 1 out here in the top of the first. Springfield set to deal. Line drive right back to the pitcher. Springfield gets it, throw over in time for the putout. 1-3 for those of you that may be scoring at home. So 2 away now. And it'll be the number 3 batter, Bree Hunter. Bree Hunter coming to the plate here for the Bears. This could be a interesting day in the circle. You got 2 of the top pitchers in the country. Of course, Jacobson, maybe the top pitcher in the country that we'll see in the bottom half of the inning. A little change up, grounder right back to the pitcher, toss over for the putout. Back-to-back putouts by Bailey Springfield, and ICC gets a quick 3-up, 3-down inning there in the top of the first. Let's go over today's contest. Take a look at things here in Fulton. Here's your lineup for the 7-0 Bears of Des Moines area. Avery Guy led things off. She's the shortstop. Kelsey Hora batted second. She was your center fielder. Bree Hunter was the left fielder. She's batting third. The DP will be Morgan Neely. Catching today will be Bailey Richards. The pitcher, Molly Jacobson. The right fielder batting seventh will be Keisha Wells. And batting eighth will be the first baseman, Taylor Briley. Batting ninth, Maya Rather, the second baseman. The flex today for the Bears will be the third baseman, Ellie Dixon. For ICC, this will be the starting lineup here as they're batting from top to bottom on the list here. ICC comes in with a 17-3 record. As we said, the Bears 7-0. Corey Childs will be leading things off for the Indians. She's playing in center field. Meg Sullivan will be the left fielder. She'll be batting second. Catching and batting third will be Samantha Conley. Batting fourth will be Mackenzie Piper. She'll be playing in right field. Macy Cox will be the number 5 batter. She'll be the DP this afternoon in Game 1. Batting sixth will be the first baseman, Shelby Newsom. Batting seventh and pitching will be Bailey Springfield. Batting eighth, playing third base, will be Olivia Burns. Batting ninth and playing second is going to be Madison Carnes. And then the flex will be the shortstop, Rachel Sternisha. Here for the Indians, that is your Coca-Cola starting lineups for both teams this afternoon here in Game 1.
Leading off for the Lady Indians.
So we talked about Molly Jacobson. She's 3-0 in the year. Has a crystal clean ERA.
Corey Child.
That is 0.00. She averages 12 strikeouts a game. She was one of the top pitchers last year, returning this year. I think she averaged just under 12 last year. So it'll be Corey Childs to welcome Jacobson to the game. That pitch low for a ball. So Jacobson inside the circle here. We're in the bottom of the first, scoreless. That pitch across for a strike. Pretty good little speed behind this pitch here from Jacobson. That pitch high and inside for a ball. 2-1 now is the count. Well, if you're ICC, you just don't be intimidated. Yeah, they're the number 2 team in the country, but you're also the number 11 team in the country. Changeup, it was a beauty, just a bit too high. For a ball, 3-1 now is the count. Jacobson working with purpose, does not waste a lot of time between pitches. So the 3-1 pitch coming. Swung on and missed. Now the count goes full here on Corey Childs. Great crowd out this afternoon here in Fulton. Expect the crowd to continue to grow. If you're within the driving distance to get to Fulton, we do invite you out to the ballpark. And swung on and missed for strike 3. A Renaissance Bank strikeout to start the contest there for Jacobson. And now up will be Meg Sullivan, the left fielder, with 1 out and nobody on.
Left fielder number 15, Meg Sullivan.
So Sullivan will dig in. Meg is not necessarily been in a slump. She's just been a little tough luck with some of her hits as she's been playing atom ball the last couple of weeks. She's been able to sneak in some hits as well. As that pitch missing low and outside for a ball. Now Meg can hit for power. If she can get one timed up here with the speed of Jacobson, the ball could travel for a little while. As we said, the wind blowing out of the ballpark towards left. Ground ball to the second baseman. Throw over in time for the putout, 4-3 for those of you that may be scoring at home. And quickly, 2 away now. And up is going to be the catcher, Samantha Conley.
Catcher number 11, Sam Conley.
So Conley will try to spark a 2-out rally here The Bears went 3 up, 3 down in the top half of the inning. The Indians trying to avoid that here in the bottom half. That pitch missing low for a ball. If I'm thinking right, once you get to the playoffs, I think this region that the Bears are in, along with Region 23 here for ICC, would be the opening round matchup in the NJCAA World Series. So kind of getting a feel for what you would see later on. So 2-0. That pitch right down Broadway, a beauty for a strike. 2-1 now is the count here on Conley. So Jacobson with the 2-1 count. That pitch up high for a ball. 3-1 now. Goes the count here to the catcher, Conley. Sam, a freshman out of Mandeville, Louisiana. Ground ball, foul ball. Count goes 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on here for the Indians. If Conley were to reach, then it'll be Mackenzie Piper due up next for the Indians. Change up. Oh, borderline pitch just did not go the way of Jacobson. And that'll be a walk to Conley as she'll get the free pass down to first. And now up is going to be Mackenzie Piper.
Right fielder, number 18, Mackenzie Piper.
So Piper will dig in with 2 outs, trying to spark a 2-out rally here for the Indians. In the bottom of the first, we're still scoreless here in Game 1 between ICC and Des Moines Area Community College. Piper swings on the first pitch she sees. Ground ball to the shortstop. Throw over in time for the putout. Score that one 6-3 to retire Piper and end the inning. So the Indians get no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We've played 1 here in Fulton. Number 2, Des Moines Area. Number 11, ICC. Scoreless after 1. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What's better than waiting in line at the bank? Literally everything. Renaissance Bank's mobile check deposit lets you take care of checks wherever you want. Click on Deposit Check in the Renaissance mobile app. Read and hit Continue on the bottom of the notice page. Sign it. Write your name, account number, and for mobile deposit only on the back. Photograph it, front and back, so we know it's real. Type in the amount. Choose the account to deposit into. Click Continue, and go on your way. You'll receive an email that is being processed, but hold on to the hard copy until the check clears, and then rip it up and throw it away. So what are you waiting for? Download the Renaissance mobile banking app and make waiting in line a thing of the past. Check, phone, check. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
And welcome back now as we move to the top of the second inning. Scoreless here in Game 1 between ICC and Des Moines Area. A top 15 matchup here between ICC and the Bears of Des Moines Area. We do want to say a special hello to those that may be watching up north of us in support of the Bears this afternoon here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. So it'll be the 4, 5, 6 batters due up here for Des Moines. It'll be Morgan Neely, the DP, Bailey Richards, and Molly Jacobson, all due up here to start the second. Neely is the DP, as Bailey Springfield got a pair of ground balls right back to her to end the first on a 3-up, 3-down inning. That pitch across for a strike out of Springfield. Well, Bailey was the MACJC Pitcher of the Week last week. She's earned that honor twice, once the National Pitcher of the Week as well for the NJCAA and the Fast Pitch News Junior College Pitcher of the Week. That pitch inside and a beauty paints the corner for strike 2 in Springfield. Quickly heading the count here on Neely, 0-2. So waiting this 0-2 pitch here from Springfield. ICC in their new red jerseys. They 4 of those, I think, 3 times this season. So that pitch high. Nobody on base to really do any damage with that time. And 1-2 now goes the count. Well, this is day 1 of spring break at ICC, so not a lot of students on campus, but a good crowd coming out to support ICC this afternoon. So 1-2 is the count here. Pitch coming. This one lifted. And it's going to be squeezed in shallow left by the shortstop. That's going to be Rachel Stranisha with the putout for out number one. And now up is going to be the catcher, Bailey Richards. So Richards will dig in with 1 out and nobody on right now here for the Bears. So Springfield puts that pitch across. The umpire, not a big fan of it, calls it a ball. We'll try to learn more about Des Moines Area Community College in between innings. That pitch missing high and outside for a ball. So 2-0 is the count now with 1 out and nobody on here. This pitch popped back out of play and we'll go now to 2-1 with 1 out and nobody on for the Bears. So we talked about spring break, so not a whole lot going on campus. Baseball on campus today, getting ready for their doubleheader tomorrow at Southwest Tennessee. It'll be available here on the Red Channel. That pitch high and inside, 3-1 now. Goes the count here to Bailey Richardson, the catcher. So battle of Baileys. Bailey Springfield, spelled with an I-E on the end of it. Bailey Richardson at the plate, spelled with an E-Y at the end of her name. 3-1 is the count with 1 out and nobody on. So the pitch coming, swung on and missed. Nice job taking a little bit of it off that pitch that time by Springfield, as Richards was way ahead of that one. Now 3-2 goes the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out and nobody on. Top of the second, scoreless between ICC and Des Moines Area. Waiting the pitch here, and loses it. That pitch drifted up a little high, couldn't get her to chase one out of the zone. And the first base runner on the pass for the Bears, and it's a by a walk.
Molly Jacobson.
So now up is going to be Molly Jacobson. Jacobson, the pitcher, could help her own cause here with a base hit. There is a runner on first with 1 out now. Indians would love to be able to turn a Little Caesars double play to get out of this inning with no damage done. Springfield, changeup missing just a little low. 1-0 is the count. So that's Richardson on first. She drew a walk. And this is Jacobson at the plate. This pitch pops straight back and out of play. And that pitch dropping behind the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. Remind you to find out more about how you can help Itawamba Community College through the ICC Foundation. Visit iccms.edu. That's iccms.edu, or scroll to the bottom of the athletics page. Let's go ICC.com for more information. Springfield's pitch in the dirt, blocked up nicely that time by Conley. 2-1 now. Goes the count here to Jacobson. So good job by Sam that time to get in front of that one, to quickly spring up with it and keep the runner over at first. 1 out. 2-2, I think, is the count. No, it's not. Check swing, and it hit her. So Jacobson will get the free pass. So back-to-back free passes now after Jacobson kind of wears that one. She's going to head down to first and going to walk it off. The coaches are going to check on her. Look, it may have came off her hand that time. And she kind of getting checked on by the coach and kind of laughs it off. So good to see that she's okay there.
Keisha Wells.
And now here comes trouble, folks. This is Keisha Wells coming to the plate. Keisha, if you're wondering why I say here comes trouble, let me tell you about her slugging percentage right now. Keisha's slugging percentage is 1.375. That means she's doing work, folks. She's got a .625 batting average, .667 on base percentage. Leads the team with 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. She's walked twice, struck out 3 times. She's second on the team with 10 hits and 16 at-bats. So, yeah, here's a tough out. That pitch missing outside for a ball. So Des Moines area, a chance to get something going here in the top of the second of a scoreless contest. Runners on first and second here with 1 out. Keisha Wells, the right fielder, batting in that number 7 spot. Ooh, takes a healthy chop at that one. Comes up empty. 1-1 now is the count. So Wells and then Briley on deck. As the 1-1 pitch coming, change up. Falls off the table just a bit too soon. 2-1 now is the count here on Wells. So runners on first and second here for the Bears. There's a 2-1 count with 1 out. We're in the top of the second. Des Moines area at the plate, trying to break open a scoreless contest here in game 1. 2-1 pitch coming from Springfield. Swung on, missed for strike 2. Well, there's no doubt that Keisha Wells leaves any doubt when she swings the bat. If she makes contact, that thing's going to go for days. Just unable to do so far. 2-2 now is the count. 1 out. So Wells will dig in, awaiting the 2-2 offering here from Springfield. Swung on and missed for strike 3. A big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there for Bailey Springfield. Take a look at that on the Little Caesars replay here. The first Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day
Taylor Briley
for Springfield, and it comes at a big time there and a tough out as well. And now up is going to be Taylor Briley, the first baseman. So the Indians trying to find a way to get out of this inning with no damage done. Runners on first and second with 2 outs now. And the first baseman, Taylor Briley, at the plate. Briley takes a look at that first pitch right down Broadway for strike 1. As I said, we'll find out more about Des Moines Area Community College in between innings. That'll be an ICC Spotlight being brought to you by Food Giant. So 0-1 is the count. There's 2 outs. Runners on first and second. That pitch inside corner for a strike, and quickly ahead in the count now is Springfield 0-2. So 0-2 is the count. 2 outs. Runners on first and second for Des Moines, Iowa after a walk and a hit batter. Indians trying to get out of this inning here. 0-2 offering from Springfield. Ground ball, third baseman, line out. And that will do it. So the Indians get out of the jam with no damage done there. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 left on base for the Bears. We'll move to the bottom of the second. Still scoreless here in Fulton. Well, as I said, let's take and learn a little bit more about today's opponents. The Des Moines area Bears. Des Moines Area Community College is located in central Iowa. They serve over 36. College serves over 36,000 credit students, 22,000 non-credited students in 225 programs. That was back in 2016. Their president, Rob Denson. The dean, Dr. Laurie Wolf. They got an academic staff of about 2,000. They're located statewide throughout Iowa. They've got 6 campuses, with their main campus, and I apologize if I say this wrong, on Ankeny, Iowa is where their main campus is. Athletically, they're accredited by the North Central Association of Colleges and Schools. It's also an Iowa State Department of Education. Actually, that's just the academics and boards. Let's look at the athletics now. The athletic campus is athletics is located on the Boone campus. They compete in the Iowa Community College Athletic Conference and the NJCAA, of course. The Bears participate in baseball, men's and women's basketball, women's cross country, men's and women's golf, softball, volleyball, and they also have a dance team. Notable alumni, Scott Strebler, the right fielder for the Cincinnati Reds. And they're going to have a timeout on the field right now as the pitcher who was hit by a pitch earlier going to be looked at by trainer here for ICC. So let's step away real quick and hopefully we'll not have anything serious come of this. So we're going to take a break and hear a word from Food Giant. So we're talking about our Food Giant Spotlight here. Back with more right after this.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back. Good to see that Jacobson able to stay in the game. That pitch was on her pitching hand. She is a left-handed pitcher. So she is able to stay in the game. Maybe just a precautionary to come out there and look at it. Maybe give a little squeeze test with the trainer after being hit by a pitch on her pitching hand. So this is going to be Macy Cox to lead things off here for the Indians. That first pitch high for a ball. It'll be Cox, Newsom, and Springfield. The 5, 6, 7 batters due up here for the Indians. In the bottom of the second, we're still scoreless here in game 1. That pitch missing for a ball. 2-0 now is the count here on Macy Cox. Macy, the DP, she's also a pitcher. Sometimes plays at first base for the Indians. That pitch missing low. Nice frame job that time by Richards trying to get the strike call. It was a borderline pitch. Maybe a little bit too much movement by the catcher for the umpire's liking. And quickly ahead now on the count 3-0 is Macy Cox. You anticipate the red light being on. It was. And that's across for a strike. So 3-1 now is the count here on Macy Cox. Swung on, couldn't catch up with the rise ball. And now the count goes 3-2. The Indians looking for their first hit of the ball game. And Cox fouls that one off and will stay at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs as we're starting the bottom of the second now. Macy, a freshman out of Troy, Tennessee. And she takes that one for a ball. Second walk of the game issued by Jacobson. And a good start to the inning there for the Indians. Now up is going to be Shelby Newsom, the first baseman.
Number 19, Shelby Newsom.
So Newsom will come to the plate with a no outs and a runner on first. Scoreless here in the second. Newsom takes a look at the first pitch. Across for a strike. Well, as usual, that sun is eating us up here in the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. There's a shot. Left fielder is going to go back just shy of the warning track for the putout of Newsom. So now up is going to be Bailey Springfield for the Indians. 1 out.
Number 21,
and a run first here for the Indians.
Springfield.
Bailey could really help her own cause here with a base hit. As it's scoreless right now between ICC and Des Moines area. Runner at first. That's Macy Cox, who walked to start the inning. And a fly out to left by Newsom, as you just saw there. And now up is Bailey Springfield. Springfield takes a look at that first pitch, high for a ball. So a top 15 matchup here between ICC, number 11 in the country, and number 2 Des Moines area out of Iowa. Springfield, the corner of the paint, pitch that time. Tossed down to first, not in time. 1-1 now goes the count. Springfield, then Olivia Burns, the third baseman, on deck for the Indians. ICC will try to get a little something going here. As Springfield takes a look at that one. And it paints the corner again. 1-2 now is the count here to Springfield. With a runner on first and 1 out. Bottom of the second, game 1 between ICC and Des Moines area. Springfield tried to check her swing. And they're going to call it strike 3. They're going to try to see if she did go. She did commit. And that's going to be the second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game for Jacobson. And now up is going to be the third baseman,
number 3,
Olivia Burns. Well, a nice time going for the off-speed pitch. Got Springfield way ahead of that one. Just could not check the bat quick enough. And now there's 2 outs with a runner on first here for the Indians. Snap throw down to first, not in time as Cox is able to dive back safely. And so Burns takes that first pitch for a strike. 0-1 is the count with 2 outs. Olivia chases one outside, couldn't catch up with the fastball. 0-2 now is the count here to Burns, the third baseman. So the 0-2 pitch coming and swinging, strike 3. And that's back-to-back Renaissance Bank strikeouts for Jacobson. She averages 12 a game. She's got 3 through 2 innings. We're scoreless after 2 complete here in Game 1. We'll take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Helen, don't you know Little Caesars has the extra most bestest for $6?
$6? I gotta sit down.
Yeah, it has the most cheese and pepperoni for the nation's best price.
Most cheese and most pepperoni? I gotta sit all the way down.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza, pizza.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the top of the third inning. Scoreless between ICC and Des Moines area. We do want to welcome everyone watching here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. It'll be the 9-1-2 batters due up here for the 7-0 Bears. It'll be Maya Rather, the second baseman, Avery Guy, and then Kelsey Hora, all due up
Maya Rather
in the top of the third inning. Excuse me, I said rather, it is Ruther. The card like it had an A instead of a U, but it is Ruther. Shows bunt, lays it down, foul for strike 1. Well, Ruther, a lot of teams do that with that number 9 batter, kind of use him as a leadoff batter in a lot of cases. So you usually see a pretty quick batter at the plate in that number 9 spot, especially here in softball. So the first pitch fouled off for strike 1. This one lifted. Center fielder Corey Childs will have to go back in a hurry. Lost it. That's going to be dropped for a double. And so they were playing in that time, and they were able to get that one over the head of Corey Childs. A good, strong hit that time by Ruther. So a double for the second baseman. And now
number 3, Avery Guy.
We go to the top of the lineup with Avery Guy. Guy put a pretty strong charge into one in her first at bat, as it was a fly ball to the warning track that Meg Sullivan was able to track down as she ran into the fence after catching it. So a runner on second with no out. So Des Moines trying to get something started here in the top of the third. Change up, a beauty, but just falling off the table a little too soon for the umpire's liking. So that one goes for a ball. 1-0 is the count here. Fastball. Yes, that one was a little too inside for the umpire's liking there. As you hear some of the ICC faithful here in front of us. Not a big fan of that strike zone there. 2-0 now is the count here. To the leadoff batter, Avery Guy. Guy playing shortstop. Shows bunt. That pitch hangs up. 3-0 now is the count here to Guy. She said Guy flew out to the left to start the game. That was 31 minutes ago. We're in the top of the third, still scoreless, but the Bears threatening here in the top of the third. Strike right across the way for 3-1 count now, as the red light was on for Guy that time. Runner at second, that's Ruther, who doubled to center. And there's ball 4. Good looking pitch that time, but called a ball. Those pitches earlier in the game were being called strike for both pitchers, so it's what you typically see out of this guy behind the plate is a roaming strike zone.
Kelsey Hora.
So you just got to be able to adjust throughout the game. And now up is going to be Kelsey Hora. Hora grounded back to the pitcher in her first at bat. Shows bunt, pops it up, and it's going to get out of play. And they're going to say she was out of the batter's box on contact. So now there's one out now.
Left fielder number 2, Bree Hunter.
And so now with one out, this would be Bree Hunter coming to the plate. For those that may not know, they did have a new rule this year that your foot can be on the line, inside the line, but if it's any part of your foot is outside the line when you try to attempt a slap bunt or a bunt, it's an out. Swung on and missed on the high heat that time, strike 1. 0-1 is the count with one out. Runners on first and second here for the Bears. They had runners on first and second the last inning with one out. ICC was able to get out of that inning with no damage done. That pitch high for a ball, 1-1 now is the count. We're at the top of the third, game 1 between ICC and Des Moines area out of Iowa. Number 2 in the country, ICC, number 11. So the 1-1 offering coming here from Springfield. Popped up, and this one's going to get out of play. 1-2 now goes the count here on Bree Hunter. Well, Bree grounded back to the pitcher to end the first. Looking at a 1-2 count with one out and runners on first and second here. Top of the third, scoreless between ICC and the Bears of Des Moines area. So waiting the 1-2 pitch here from Springfield. Ground ball, foul ball, and we'll do it all over again at 1-2. The runner at second, that's Meyer Ruther, who doubled over the head of the center fielder who was playing in, anticipating a slap hit. And then a walk was issued to Guy. Kelsey Hora stepped out of the batter's box on a bunt attempt for the first out of the inning. And now that's how we've gotten to Bree Hunter here, the left fielder. So 1-2 is the count. One out, runners on first and second. That pitch, not a bad spot to miss that time. See if you couldn't get her to chase one out of the zone. Didn't do so. 2-2 now is the count here on Hunter. Can the Indians find a way to get out of another jam here in the top of the third? The Bears trying to get something going here. 2-2 pitch coming. Oh, that one just missing low. 3-2 now is the count. So 3-2 is the count. We'll have to come after the batter here. And there's strike 3. Another Renaissance Bank strikeout, the second of the game for Bailey Springfield, and that was a big one there. 2 outs now.
Number 10, Morgan Neely.
And here comes trouble in Morgan Neely. Neely batting that 4 spot to DP, can hit for power. She popped up in shallow left to the shortstop in her previous at bat. Takes a look at an off-speed pitch, takes it low for a ball. So 1-0 is the count. 2 outs. Runners on first and second here for the Bears. Neely, Morgan Neely, the DP at the plate. Springfield in the circle for the Indians. Swung on and missed. For a strike. 1-1 now is the count. One ball, one strike, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Top of the third, scoreless. Game 1 between ICC and Des Moines area. Pitch in the dirt, blocked up nicely that time by Conley. You hear the wind starting to pick up a little bit. This time shifting, blowing. Well, it blows for a second in the field and it shifts out to left. So anything to left today could easily carry out of the ballpark. So the 2-1 pitch coming here from Springfield. Ground ball. Third baseman comes over, gets it, throws in the dirt, and it's dropped. So E5 on the play. Allows Neely to reach. Boy, that would have been a big out there. And now up is going to be Bailey Richardson, the catcher. And she's coming to the plate with bases loaded for Des Moines area. Boy, let's hope that error doesn't come back and haunt the Indians here in the top of the third of a scoreless contest. Burns came across, made the throw. It was in the dirt. Newsom tried to scoop it up, but could not do so. So now bases full of Bears. Top of the third with 2 outs. Pitch across for a strike. Richards drew a walk back in the second, was left stranded in scoring position. Indians trying to find a way to get out of this one with no damage done. They're in quite the jam here with bases loaded. There's a flare, and it's going to get through. This is going to score 1. And so Des Moines gets the first run on the board of the evening. An unearned run on a RBI single by Bailey Richards. And boy, that error comes back looming large here.
Number 1, Molly Jacobson.
As now up is going to be Molly Jacobson. Jacobson was hit by a pitch. Now she is the pitcher. Could really help her own cause here with the base hit. We're going to have a runner come in here for Des Moines area. This is going to be number 35 coming in to run for the Bears. That is Tara Lance. So Lance will enter to run in place of Morgan Neely.
Running at second, Tara Lance.
So Lance will be entered to run here for the DP. And this is going to be Molly Jacobson, the pitcher. As we said, a hit could go a long way here for Jacobson. They lead it 1-0 now. Jacobson waiting her first pitch of the game. It's across for a strike. 0-1 is the count. So 2 outs. Indians trying to get out of this inning with minimum damage done. Bases loaded here for the Bears. Jacobson, who has pitched a great game so far. Ground ball to second. Gets it and throws it over in time for the putout. So the Indians get out of the inning with minimum damage done there. But the Bears do get 1 run on 2 hits and 1 error. As we go now to the bottom of the third, ICC trailing it 1-0. We'll take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com. This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Oh, yeah. There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those 2 guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I think for eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
For a limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as it'll be the 9-1-2 batters due up here for the Indians. in the bottom of the third. It's 1-0 Des Moines area over ICC. A tough two-out error, allowing a run to score for the Bears, and that's been the difference so far in the game. That and the fact that Molly Jacobson is yet to surrender a hit. She's walked 2, but has struck out 3. She does average 12.75 strikeouts a game. She's 3-0 in the year and has a perfect 0.00 ERA. Fastball missing high, borderline pitch, called a ball. Good looking pitch from up here. 1-0 is the count here to Madison Carnes, the sophomore second baseman out of Ecru. That pitch right down Broadway, 1-1 now, is the count to Carnes. It'll be Carnes, Childs, and Sullivan due up here for the Indians in the bottom of the third. 1-0 is your score here in game 1. Carnes swings on that one, comes up empty. 1-2 now is the count. Right now, if you're ICC, you want to find a way to kind of throw Jacobson out of her rhythm, as she is just working with purpose right now. Change up, and that was a beauty. Strike 3, the 4th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game. And I tell you what, you see why Jacobson's so good. She's got great velocity on her pitches, locates extremely well. But if she can mix in a changeup with her speed, she is absolutely showing why she's one of the toughest pitchers in the country. That was her 4th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day. And now we go back to the top of the lineup in Corey Childs. Childs lays down the bunt. Jacobson fields it, throws it over in time for the putout of Childs. 1-3 for those of you that may be scoring at home. And so now up is going to be Meg Sullivan.
Left fielder.
Sullivan, the left fielder, grounded out to second in her first at bat. Trying to spark a 2-out rally here in the bottom of the third. The Bears, however, though, trying to get a quick 3-up, 3-down inning of the Indians to see if they can get back and see if those bats stay hot. Sullivan takes a look at that pitch outside corner for a strike. So the Bears with a 1-0 lead. 0-1 is the count to Sullivan. Sullivan couldn't hold off on that pitch. Good looking pitch that time. Just a little off speed. That just died once it got to the plate. Sullivan could not hold off and swings at it. 0-2 now is the count here on Meg. So waiting the pitch here, 0-2. That pitch high for a ball, 1-2 now is the count. Not a bad spot to miss there if you're Jacobson. You got a throwaway pitch. You've got a batter that's kind of on her toes right now. Just see if you couldn't get her to chase a bad one. Good eye by Meg to hold off on that one. 1-2 pitch now coming. That one drifts high. 2-2 now is the count. So couldn't get her with a couple of rise balls that floated out of the zone. So now Sullivan makes the count go full at 2-2. And tough pitch to hold off on. Now the count goes full at 3-2. Pitch apparently just a bit too far outside for the umpire's liking. So 3-2 pitch coming here from Jacobson. Fouled off, out of play, and we'll stay at 3-2. As I said, if you're ICC, you just got to throw Jacobson out of her rhythm. As she is just mowed quickly through here this inning as that pitch fouled off out of play, and we'll stay at 3-2. Good battle at the plate right now out of Sullivan. Need to find a way to win it here. ICC looking for their first of the game. We're in the bottom of the third. Sullivan rips one and it gets past the third baseman. This one's going to be down for extra bases. Meg will go standing into second, and a big-time hit there for the Indians. And ICC trying to spark a rally. As we'll take a look at that on the Little Caesars replay.
Number 11, Sam Conley.
As that one just took a high hop on the third baseman, couldn't find it, was able to track down in the corner. And now Sam Conley's coming to the plate. Conley walked in her previous at-bat. The Indians would love to see a base hit here. You've got decent speed in Meg Sullivan over at second. Would love to see something down to the gap to allow her to maybe come across and tie up the ball game with a 2-out base hit here. That first pitch missing low at the knees for a ball. So Sullivan is at second. That's the first of the day here for the Indians. 2 hits on the afternoon for the Bears. That pitch missing low for ball 2. Indians with their first runner in scoring, I believe first runner in scoring position. Ground ball, third baseman gets it, going to have to hurry. High throw is in time for the putout. So 5-3 putout of Conley. Conley just not quite quick enough to leg that one out there. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We've played 3. Des Moines with a 1-0 lead here over the Indians. We're going to take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Hey, Mississippi, let's fill the gap. Did you know Mississippi's community and junior colleges fill the gap between high school and skilled careers? Or that community and junior colleges are also a great value to students? It's true. Not only can they get degrees in these fields, they can actually afford the tuition to get them there. And did you realize that 96% of the state's community and junior college students are Mississippians? Not only that, they tend to stay in the state when they're done with college. And the more students that do so, the more skilled workers we'll have to fill the gap for jobs. And the more people to fill the job gaps, the more money stays in the state. Plus, the value of community and junior colleges in Mississippi is unbeatable. For every dollar the state puts into community and junior colleges, it gets $4.86 back, an almost 5-to-1 return on investment. So, come on, Mississippi. Contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges. And let's fill the gap.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move now to the top of the 4th inning. ICC trailing number 2 Des Moines area by the score of 1-0.
Right fielder number 7, Keisha Wells.
And it'll be the 7, 8, 9 batters due up here for the Indians, and it's going to be Keisha Wells. Last time we saw Wells at the plate, tell you what, she takes some healthy cuts. As we talked about it, she had a 1.375 slugging percentage entering this series. And she lifts this one in. That one's gone. See you later. No doubting that one. She got a pitch that hung up that time. And the way she swings, she's going to put a charge in them. And that one was a no-doubter. A solo home run to start the inning here out of Wells. And that's the reason why that slugging percentage, as we said, coming into this series, 1.375, and it's going to get bigger. She just timed that one up perfectly.
Number 32, Taylor Briley.
And so that's going to be a leadoff home run here. Now 2-0 is your score in favor of the Bears. And we'll go to number 8 batter, Taylor Briley. She's playing at first base. She lined out to third to end the second. Briley takes a look at that first pitch across for a strike. Interesting to see Wells in that number 7 position. You figure she'll be a little bit higher up in that lineup, especially with the bat she's swinging this year. North of 600 on that batting average as that pitch misses outside for a ball. 1-1 is the count. No outs. We're in the top of the 4th. 2-0. Now is the lead for Des Moines. Change up. Oh, a beautiful pitch. As we said, this home plate umpire that we've seen, and we've seen it a little bit for Des Moines as well, he just has a roaming strike zone. When you do establish yourself on the inside part of the plate or the outside part of the plate, he just leaves it. He doesn't really give you that area that you establish as your strike zone. It just floats from inning to inning. It could be outside one inning, inside the next inning, up, down. So it makes it really tough on pitchers whenever those umpires have those floating strike zones. 2-2 now is the count after that foul ball. Awaiting the 2-2 pitch here out of Springfield. Misses outside for a ball. 3-2 now. The count goes full to Briley, the first baseman. Ruther is on deck. She doubled, scored on an error. Or excuse me, actually scored on a single by Richardson after a 2-out error by the Indians as this pitch popped up. It's going to get out of play, and we'll stay at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, 2-0 after a solo home run by Keisha Wells to start the inning. I guess if you want Wells to run into one, that's when you wanted to do it, when there's nobody else on base. 3-2 pitch coming, and there's ball 4. Second walk of the game issued by Springfield. And now up here is going to be Maya Ruther. The second baseman doubled.
Maya
and as we
Ruther.
said, scored an unearned run back in the third. And so Des Moines trying to open up the ball game a little bit here. They're leading this one 2-0 with a runner on first and no outs. Maya showed bunt last time, pulled back on it, slapped hit, and just put it out over the head of the center fielder for a double. That pitch across for a strike. So it is Mia. I heard someone shout Mia. So Mia Ruther at the plate. Shows bunt. Maybe a pitch to see what she was going to show that time. Floats up high for a ball. 1-1 now is the count here to Ruther. Remind you, if you're away from your computer or can't get near it for our broadcast, you can follow us on Twitter at Let's Go ICC. Beautiful pitch there, but called a ball. Wow. Just a bit too outside, I guess. As we said, that pitch earlier in the game was being called for a strike. Now, ICC just cannot get that one called for the strike. 2-1 now is the count. Bunt is laid down. Springfield gets it, tosses it over in time. But that's going to be a sacrifice bunt by Mia. Ruther scored that one 1-4 on the putout of Ruther. And when we talk about that sacrifice bunt, we talk about the ICC Baptist Student Union, as Brother Chris Burrows and company reminds us of the ultimate sacrifice paid for our sins. That's the ICC BSU. They're located right across the e-learning building here in Fulton. They meet Monday nights at 7:07. Wednesdays at lunch, all they ask is bring $2 and a friend. As that pitch across for a strike. Don't forget your $2 for your friends. That's the ICC BSU. Follow them on Twitter at ICC BSU. Well, this is Guy at the plate now. She's 0 for 1 on the day with a walk. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Going to look the runner back to second. And the tag is not in time. So a fielder's choice there for Guy. And the throw to second was not in time. So now runners on first and second here is trying to look the runner back. As the ball carried Springfield to the third base side. Just could not make the decision to throw it in enough time to get the tag in. And so now Des Moines going to talk things over here. May have another runner come in this situation.
At the plate, number 18, Gabby Schanahorst.
Excuse me. As this is a new batter coming up, number 18. For Iowa, and judging by Buddy Wayne, she's got a tricky name here. Gabby Schanahorst. I'm going to call her Gabby. I apologize if her parents or family are watching. That is not a Southern name, so I'm not for sure how to say that. But so Gabby will be at the plate here, batting in place of Kelsey Hora, the center fielder. That first pitch across for a strike. 2-0 is the score. Runners on first and second here. There's a ground ball, but foul. And 0-2 now goes the count here to Gabby. If anybody is watching back in Iowa, can tweet me the pronunciation. Tweet it at me at Let's Go ICC. Or if anybody's watching that may know that name. This is how it's spelled. Schnatthorst. Is that pitch missing for a ball? It's actually Gabby and Caitlin both with some tricky last names. 1-2 now is the count here to Gabby. One out, runners on first and second here for Des Moines area. Bailey Springfield trying to find a way to get out of this inning with minimum damage done here. This pitch fouled back off the netting, and we'll stay at 1-2. Bree Hunter, the left fielder, due up next for the Bears. Inning started back with a solo home run by Keisha Wells to start the inning. And a walk to Riley, a sacrifice bunt by Mia Ruther. Guy reached on a fielder's choice, and now we're here for Gabby, number 18, with a 1-2 count. And there's strike 3. Beautiful Renaissance Bank strikeout there for Bailey Springfield. And that's going to be her third Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. RenaissanceBank.com. So now with 2 outs, this is going to be Bree Hunter, the left fielder, at the plate. She struck out looking at her last at bat, grounded out 1-3 to end the first. Takes a look at that first pitch, low in the dirt for a ball. So 1-0 is the count here to Hunter, the left fielder. That pitch drifting outside, 2-0 now is the count. Well, a breezy day, but the sun is cooking here in Fulton. You're not going to hear any complaints out of anybody seeing any sunlight after the weather we've had over the past few weeks here in North Mississippi. So that pitch inside, missing, 3-0 now. Goes the count here to Hunter. Well, you want to get this out here because Morgan Neely, the DP, is up next. She reached on an error, popped up to shallow left. That was squeezed by the shortstop, Rachel Sternisha. And there's ball 4. 4 straight pitches, and Bree Hunter gets the free pass. That is going to be the third walk of the game here for Bailey Springfield.
Number 10, Morgan Neely.
And now up is going to be Morgan Neely. So Neely will re-enter here. She was ran for after reaching on that error by Tara Lance. So Neely will re-enter the contest with bases loaded. Trouble here with 2 outs, and Neely at the plate to DP. Neely can hit for power. Change up, hangs up for a ball. 5 straight pitches, 5 straight balls here. Take a look at Neely. She's batting .381 with a .381 on base percentage. Another one of those players with a big-time slugging percentage. She's at .619. She does have 1 home run, 8 RBIs. She struck out twice. She has 8 hits and 21 at-bats. So 1-0 is the count here to Neely, the DP. Batting in that number 4 spot. Bases full of Bears. We're in the top of the 4th. 2-0 is the score. 1 run is already scored here in the 4th. That pitch missing low. 2-0 now is the count here to Neely. But for Springfield right now, you just got to find the strike zone. 6 straight pitches that have been called a ball here. And Bailey has tossed a lot of pitches so far in this contest. Could be a little fatigue starting to set in here. As this one lifted deep but foul. Sullivan's going to drift over and can't quite get to it. Runs out of real estate as that one sneaks out of the ballpark. Thought there for a second, had a chance to stay in. But instead, nothing but a long strike. 2-1 now is the count. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, and bases loaded here for the Bears. We're in the top of the 4th, game 1. ICC trailing 2-0. This pitch foul straight back over the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. And when we talk about the ICC Foundation, we want to say a special thank you to Mr. Jim Ingram and all the work he does there to help raise money for ICC. If you find out how you can donate towards scholarship, building improvements, and more, visit iccms.edu. That's iccms.edu. Just do a search for the foundation. Mr. Jim would love to talk to you about some of the opportunities to give to ICC. 2-2 now is the count with 2 outs, bases loaded. Springfield getting set to deliver the pitch here. And misses high and outside. Good job by Conley extending to get that one. That one gets away, another run score. So now the count goes full here to Neely. No place to put her here. 2 outs, 3-2 is the count. We'll take a look at some of the highlights of today's game in between innings. Hard hit ground ball. Third baseman gets it And she's just going to run over and step on the bag for the third out of the inning. 5 unassisted to end the inning there. So the Indians get out of another bases-loaded jam. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left on base for Des Moines, Iowa. Here in the top of the 4th, they lead it 2-0. Let's take a look at some of the highlights here. And for the Indians, there's not a whole lot of them, as it has been all Des Moines here in this game. ICC trailing this one 2-0. It'll be Piper, Cox, and Newsom due up here in the bottom of the 4th with ICC trailing this contest 2-0. You see Bailey Springfield with a couple of strikeouts, and this is going to be Meg Sullivan that's going to dig into the plate for a double that got past the third baseman. The only hit of the afternoon for the Indians. She was left stranded back in the 3rd inning. And then you'll see another Renaissance Bank strikeout coming up here. And she got her looking there. 3 Renaissance Bank strikeouts on the day for Bailey Springfield. 4 for Jacobson. Jacobson is averaging 12.75 strikeouts this year. She's 3-0. And has yet to allow a run in her 3 appearances. She's pitched 20 innings. Bailey Springfield 9-1 with a 1.57 ERA.
Right fielder, number 18, Mackenzie.
So now the Indians needing to see if they can figure out the puzzle that is Mallory Jacobson. Mackenzie Piper, who grounded out to the shortstop to end the 1st, will lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th. So Piper will dig in. Takes a look at that first pitch to the knees for a strike. So Piper came into this series batting .385. Just could not catch up with that one, as that was just a beautiful pitch by Jacobson. She's got a .421 on base percentage and a .462 slugging percentage. But Jacobson has just been masterful here so far. Ground ball, shortstop. Gloves it, throws over in time for the putout. 4-3 for those of you that may be scoring at home for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 4th. Now up will be Macy Cox. Cox walked. And her previous at bat, that was the 6th walk of the career. She's batting, or excuse me, of the season. She's batting .317. She's got a .396 on base percentage, .390 slugging percentage, 13 hits in 41 at bats. So Macy will dig in here, trying to spark the Indians' bats as they trail 2-0. That pitch missing low for a ball. Crowd continues to fill here. We've seen some former Indians at the ballpark. Lakin Shankles was just up here in the broadcast booth for a second. Heard Rachel Elder's name called out. I believe Mamie Hollandhead and Alex Brown also here. We'll try to see any other former Indians. So 1-1 is the count. This pitch fouled back and out of play. 1-2 now goes the count here on Macy Cox. Macy, a freshman out of Troy, Tennessee. She said she walked but was left stranded back in the 2nd. Ground ball to the shortstop. Slow roller, but plenty of time to get Cox over at 1st. Nice strong arm over there at short by Avery Guy for the 2nd out of the inning, 6-3. Now up is going to be Shelby Newsom, the first baseman.
First baseman number 19, Shelby Newsom.
Newsom flew out to left for the first out of the 2nd inning, trying to spark a 2-out rally here for the Indians as they trail 2-0 here in game 1. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Pitch in the dirt for a ball. If Newsom were to reach, then we'll go to Springfield next, who's on deck for the Indians. So waiting the pitch here. That one, the beauty across for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. Well, the thing that makes Jacobson so difficult, she does a good job of controlling her speeds and hitting her locations. This pitch fouled out of play. 1-2 now goes the count here to Newsom. And at the same time, she has a pretty nasty changeup. She hasn't went too often today, but when she does, she's been able to throw it for strikes. And there it was, but that one just hung up a little bit. 2-2 now is the count. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on here for the Indians in the bottom of the 4th. Newsome at the plate. Fouls this one off to keep the at-bat alive. Newsome playing at first. She's out of Cleveland, a reverse transfer from Delta State. 2-2 pitch coming from Jacobson. Swung on and missed for strike 3. That is her 5th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day for Molly Jacobson. So the Indians go 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors in the bottom of the 4th. ICC trailing this one 2-0. We come back. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 batters due up here for Des Moines area. Richards, Jacobson, and Wells. As we'll take a break and be back with more as we move to the top of the 5th here on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Helen, don't you know Little Caesars has the extra most bestest for $6?
$6? I gotta sit down.
Yeah, it has the most cheese and pepperoni for the nation's best price.
Most cheese and most pepperoni? I gotta sit all the way down.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza. Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back now as we move to the top of the 5th inning, 2-0 Des Moines area with the lead here over ICC in this top 15 tussle. Here in Fulton, ICC comes in ranked number 11, and Des Moines at number 2 in the country. They were scheduled to play Jones, who is the number 1 team in the country, yesterday, but Mother Nature said, no, we're not going to have that one. I believe they'll play at East Mississippi tomorrow and then close out their spring break trip here in with a doubleheader at Northeast. So this will be Bailey Richardson, the catcher. Lays down a bunt, and it's going to be a foul ball. Smart play by Olivia Burns that time. No way she could have made the throw over at first with the speedy Richards getting down. Right before she touched the ball, she decided to kind of jump out of the way of it and let it roll foul. And so that one goes for a lucky break strike there for the Indians. So 0-1 is the count here to the catcher, Richards. She had an RBI single her last time up. She walked, was left stranded in scoring position back in the 2nd. Swings on this pitch, fouls it back out of play. Finds herself in an 0-2 hole here to Bailey Springfield. So the Indians would like to try to get a 3-up, 3-down inning here, but you got the heart of the lineup. Richards, Jacobson, and Wells. Wells started the last inning with a solo home run. 0-2 pitch coming. Missing low and outside for a ball. Not a bad throwaway pitch that time by Springfield to see if you couldn't get her to chase one out of the zone. 1-2 now goes the count here on Richards, the catcher. So 1-2, pitch coming from Springfield. Couldn't get her to chase another one that time. 2-2 as the count evens up now on Richards. Indians got a few pitchers warming up in the bullpen. So Macy Cox and Mackenzie Toombs warming up as that pitch missing outside. 3-2 now goes the count here on Richards. Good job by Richards after falling in an 0-2 hole to battle back here and have the count go full. So 3-2 is the count here to Richards, the leadoff batter in the 5th. Swings on that one right back up the middle. Her second hit of the game returned to sender. Springfield just couldn't quite get her glove down quick enough to find that one, and that's going to be the second hit of the day for Richards, the fourth hit of the day for the Bears.
Pitcher number 1, Molly Jacobson.
So now Molly Jacobson will come to the plate. She was hit by a pitch in the second, grounded out to second to end the third. And you've got Keisha Wells on deck for the Bears. Shows bunt, takes a stab at it for strike one. Trying to sacrifice the runner into scoring position is Jacobson. Jacobson has been lights out in the circle. 5 strikeouts. She's only given up 1 hit and has walked 2 through 4 innings. Showing bunt again, pulls back. No idea where that one was. The umpire's going to half-heartedly wave his hand outside when Conley asks where it was. A good-looking pitch, as we said, just sometimes gives that corner, sometimes he doesn't. It's been that way for both pitchers, so I guess consistently inconsistent is all you can ask for. Now that one way outside, 2-1 now. Goes to count here to Jacobson. So 2-1 is the count now. Pitch coming. Showing bunt again. This time pops it up. Conley. And they're going to say she was out of the batter's box. Second time that they've been called for that today, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. So 1 out now and a runner on first. I don't know if you just go ahead and say, Keisha,
Right
take your
fielder
base.
number 7, Keisha Wells.
So Wells is going to dig in here with a runner on first and 1 out. She had a solo home run in her last at bat. She did strike out in her first. One of 3 Renaissance Bank strikeouts on the day. As this one lifted, line drive out to right field. Piper's just going to jog in with 2 steps and get the out. Well, that shows you why I'm in the broadcast booth and not coaching. As got the fly out there for out number 2. And now this is going to be Taylor Briley. Briley 0 from 1 with a walk on the day.
Number 32, Taylor Briley.
She lined out to third to end the second, walked but was left stranded in scoring position back in the fourth. That fastball hangs up a little too high. Ball 1. "2-0 is the lead here in favor of Des Moines. 2 outs, top of the 5th. That pitch finds enough of the zone to warrant a strike call. 1-1 now. Is the count to Briley. Fastball missing outside, 2-1 now. On the count to the first baseman, Taylor Briley. Briley were to reach, it'll be Mia Ruther coming up next for the Bears. So 2-1 is the count. Ground ball. Stranisha, the shortstop, gets it, throws over. It's high, and the foot came down to touch it just in time. Indians dodge a big-time bullet there on a nice job by Shelby Newsom finding the high throw. So we're going to move to the bottom of the 5th. ICC looking for some hits to try to get back in this contest. Des Moines leads it 2-0. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
I love the soft pretzel twists.
They're so soft and salty, I like to sample them. That was a tongue twister!
Here's another one. Peter Piper picked a pack of perfect pretzels.
Hold up. Your last name is Piper?
Try a new warm and buttery soft pretzel twist with the Sonic Fruit Fizz. This is how you Sonic.
The new extra most bestest pizza from Little Caesars is topped with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for the nation's best price. And now for a secret message.
Surrender to the toppings.
Incredible! Extra most bestest, the most cheese and most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza. Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings.
Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's Tailgate 101. Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back now as we get set to move to the bottom of the fifth inning. ICC trailing Des Moines here in game one by the score of 2-0. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 batters due up here for ICC. Bailey Springfield, Olivia Burns, and Madison Carnes. All three of those batters going down on strikes in their first at-bats. So the Indians looking for a little bit of production out of the bottom half of the lineup here. They only have one hit of the day, and that's going to be a double by Meg Sullivan that snuck its way past the third baseman. So ICC need to find some hits here. That first pitch missing high for a ball. 2-0 is your score. It was a two-out error that led to the first run of the game on an RBI single by Bailey Richardson to score Maya Ruther, who doubled to start the third. And then it was a solo home run to start the fourth by Keisha Wells. That is your Sonic scoring so far here in game one between ICC and Des Moines area. That pitch across for a strike. 2-1 now. Goes the count here to Springfield. Bailey getting the start in the circle here in game one. We did see the Indians getting some pitchers warmed up as that pitch paints the corner for strike two. 2-2 now is the count. Molly Jacobson, impressive so far in the contest. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, and only 1 hit. This pitch fouled straight back into your living room. 2-2 is the count here on Springfield. Burns, the third baseman, she's on deck for the Indians. The anticipated starter for game 2. Springfield looks at that one in the dirt. 3-2 now. Goes the count here on Bailey. So a chance for the Indians to see if they can get a base runner on here. ICC's only had 3 runners on the bags. And only 1 in scoring position. Springfield loops one over the head of the shortstop. Big time hit there for Bailey Springfield. Second hit of the day for the Indians. ICC trying to get a rally going here in the bottom of the 5th. So the first hit of the day for Bailey Springfield.
Third baseman, number 3, Olivia Burns.
And we see if the Indians can get something going here. As this is going to be Olivia Burns coming to the plate. Looks like Coach Kirk may have a runner coming in here in place of Springfield in this situation. And that is going to be the case. This is going to be Kelsey Yates. So Kelsey Yates will come in to run here.
Runner at first base, number 25, Kelsey Yates.
In place of Springfield. So the Indians are going to try to see if they got some late game heroics here in Fulton. That is the second time today that the leadoff batter has been on. It was Macy Cox reaching on a walk back in the second. But she was left stranded after a fly ball to left field and back-to-back strikeouts, brought to you by Renaissance Bank and Mallory Jacobson. So now it's going to be Olivia Burns at the plate. She's going to show bunt. Pulls back, swings on it. Second baseman gets one, and they get the force on the putout. So a fielder's choice is what Burns will reach on. Smart play that time by the second baseman. Made sure she secured the ball before trying to force a double play. And a new batter coming into bat here. This is going to be Hannah Williams coming to the plate for the Indians. We'll also have a runner come in here for ICC as well. So Hannah Williams at the plate. See who the runner is going to be coming into the contest for the Indians, or they may elect to leave Burns on the bags.
Hannah Williams.
It appears that's going to be the case there, as Olivia will stay at first. Or no, excuse me, now they are going to have a runner. This is going to be number 8, Haley Reed. Haley Reed, also known as Boots.
Number 8, Boots Reed.
Will come in to run here. Haley's got some pretty good speed over at first. Hannah Williams batting in place of Madison Carnes. This will be Hannah's first at bat of the game. Takes that pitch high for a ball. So the Indians trying to get something going here in the bottom of the 5th, starting to run out of outs. They trail 2-0 here in game 1 to Des Moines area. The number 2 team in the country, ICC, number 11. Pitch inside, runner goes down to second. Throw is not in time, gets away into the outfield, so that's going to be a stolen base by Haley Reed. The pitch across for a strike. And so now the Indians with a runner in scoring position in Haley Reed. Now Boots has got pretty good speed over there at second. 1-1 now is the count. If the Indians can get something kind of like what Springfield hit, just over the head of a leaping shortstop out to the gap, that'd be able to score a run here for ICC. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and a runner on second here for the Indians. There it is. Hannah Williams going to hit it. And they're going to ask Boots to try to score from second, and she will. Boots going in head first, fearless as she scores the run for the Indians. Take a look at that on the Little Caesars replay. And Hannah Williams is able to get that one out there, and Boots showing off her speed. You see the throw coming in time. There was a collision at the plate. I don't know, it probably would have been called safe with obstruction either way, but the run does score, and ICC gets on the board. Big time hit there in a pitch hit situation by Hannah Williams. Also heads up base running as Hannah was able to advance to second on the throw. So this will be Corey Childs at the plate. Swings and misses on the first one. 2-1 now is your score. ICC gets a run across. As we go to the top of the lineup now in Corey Childs. She is 0 for 2 in game 1. She grounded out to the pitcher in her last at bat. She's also struck out. That pitch in the dirt for a ball. That was the 5th run given up on the year by Molly Jacobson. First earned run of the season. Childs couldn't come up with that one. Swings and misses. 1-2 now is the count here on Corey Childs. Corey, the sophomore center fielder out of New Site. I believe she won a state championship in basketball back in her high school days. Indians trying to string together some hits here in the bottom of the 5th. Check swing, and she goes down looking for the second time today, the 6th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game for Molly Jacobson. And now up is going to be Meg Sullivan. Sullivan doubled in her previous at bat on a ground ball that got past the third baseman. Would love to see a carbon copy of that one here to tie up the ball game. 2-1 is your score. 2 outs and a runner on second. Show bunt, takes it for a strike. 0-1 is the count here to Sullivan, the left fielder. So the Indians able to get a run across in the bottom of the 5th. Trying to do that again here. Sullivan fouls this one straight back off the netting. 0-2 now is the count on the sophomore from Springville, Alabama. Time is taken by the catcher. Wanting to come out and talk to Jacobson here. 0-2 is the count. Sullivan on 1-2 on the afternoon. She does have a double, was left stranded back in the 3rd. Grounded out to second for the second out in the 1st. Tying run in scoring position here for the Indians. 0-2 is the count here to Meg Sullivan. Pitch coming. And Sullivan looks at a pitch low and outside. And they call it strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts from Jacobson to get out of the jam. But the Indians do get 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We've played 5. ICC trailing by 1, 2-1 is your score. We're going to take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com. This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
Second base.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have some Choice Pawn position changes here for the Indians, so let's just go ahead and give you your Coca-Cola defensive lineup. Still in the circle is Bailey Springfield. Behind the plate is Sam Conley. New third baseman, that's going to be Haley Reed. New shortstop is going to be JoJo Vasquez. Moving from short to second is Rachel Sternisha. First baseman now is Mackenzie Piper. Out in left field, new left fielder is Hannah Williams, center fielder, staying Corey Childs. And moving from left to right is Meg Sullivan. That is your Coca-Cola defensive alignment here for the Indians in the top of the 6th inning. So this is going to be Mia Ruther, the second baseman, and it'll be the 9-1-2 batters due up here for the Bears in the top of the 6th. The Indians able to get a run back in the bottom half of the 5th, the first earned run of the year given up by Jacobson. So the umpire trying to get all these changes made here. Let's hear from Coke real quick. Be back with more right after this.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill and
An ice cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's tailgate 101.
And welcome back, as we do want to thank the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Buddy Long and Company, for being a proud sponsor of ICC Athletics here on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Mia Ruther.
So Mia Ruther will lead things off here for the Bears. They lead it 2-1. So we're in the top of the 6th, game 1 between ICC and Des Moines area out of Iowa. We do want to say a special hello to those that might be watching back home in Iowa in support of the Bears this afternoon. That pitch across for a strike to Ruther. Ruther had a sacrifice bunt in her previous at-bat. She double scored back in the 2nd on an RBI by Bailey Richardson after a 2-out error by the Indians. Swinging for strike 2 is Ruther. So 0-2 now is the count here on Mia, the second baseman. We'll have to come in and guard the plate here. Pitch on its way. Does she check it? And they said she goes. Swinging strike 3 for the Renaissance Bank strikeout. The umpire, like he had a little trouble making up his mind that time. And that's going to be the 4th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game for Springfield. And now we go back to the top of the lineup here. This is going to be Avery Guy. Swings on that one, foul ball. Avery reached on a fielder's choice. She's walked, and she's also flown out to left. She put a charge in the first pitch she saw. Nearly snuck it out of the ballpark with the wind blowing right to left. Anything to left field today. We'll get out of here. We saw a solo home run by Keisha Wells out to left center. That one didn't need any wind. It got off the bat. It got out of the ballpark in a hurry. 0-1 pitch coming. A beauty, and just missing inside. Well, that umpire has not liked that inside corner on these batters this afternoon. And you got to think, as much as Springfield has gone for that corner, you eventually earn the respect of the umpire, but not today. That pitch on the outside corner for a strike, 1-2 now. Goes the count here on Guy, the shortstop. So Guy will dig in with a 1-2 count. That pitch drifting low, 2-2 now. Goes the count here on Guy. The Indians' next game will be Sunday at Pearl River as they step inside conference play. As that pitch missing high, 3-2 now goes the count. That game scheduled to be on letsgoicctv.com/red, but there is rain in the forecast, so you'll want to be sure and follow us on Twitter at letsgoicc to make sure those games are still on as scheduled. 3-2 pitch coming. Lifted, outfield, and it's going to bounce off the fence. This will be a double for Guy, as she just waited on that one that time, was able to put a solid bat on the ball, put it where they ain't that time, and she got the double. So a one-out double will bring up Kelsey Hora. Make sure that's who that is it's a new batter in the situation. Yes, Hora will come back into bat. She was hit for in the previous at-bat, so she will re-enter here. So a runner on second. The Bears trying to get the run back that the Indians scored in the bottom half of the fifth here in the top of the sixth. 2-1 is your score. Game 1 between ICC and Des Moines area. So Hora back at the plate. She was called out on a bunt attempt when she stepped outside the batter's box. She also grounded back to the pitcher in her first at-bat, part of a 3-up, 3-down first inning for the Bears. Swung on and missed for strike one. You can tell she tried to check the swing that time, just could not hold on to it enough. So 0-1 is the count with one out and a runner on second. Here in the top of the sixth, ICC trailing 2-1. Springfield getting set to deliver. A beauty. And that one called a strike. As I said, she's been going for that corner today, and I guess the umpire just does not like inside pitches on batters, as that's the pitch she's been throwing to right-handed batters has been called a ball today. That's part of the game. You got to figure out the umpire strike zone. Now, this one's a little bit more difficult than most, as his kind of floats throughout the game. Swung on and missed for strike three. Big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there. The fifth of the game for Bailey Springfield. Now there's two outs. And this is going to bring up Bree Hunter with 2 outs and a runner on second. Hunter walked her last time up, struck out looking, and grounded out to the pitcher to end the first. That pitch across for a strike. Bailey starting to get in her groove a little bit here in the top of the sixth. So 0-1 is the count here to Hunter, the left fielder. This pitch popped up, and the pitcher steps underneath it for the putout. Or excuse me, the first baseman, I should say, steps underneath it. That was Piper that recorded the out there. So the Indians get out of a little bit of a jam after a one-out double by Guy, a strikeout and a pop-up to end the inning. As we'll move to the bottom of the sixth, ICC trailing by 1. Can they keep the bats fired up here? As we'll take a break and come back with more right after this on letsgoicctv.com.
What do you want to do for lunch? I'm not going to pay like $7 for a burger combo.
You kids don't know about the raddest Little Caesars lunch combo of all time? 4 slices of deep dish pepperoni pizza and a 20-ounce beverage now for just $4. Here, hold this.
Get a Little Caesars hot and ready lunch combo for the incredible price of just $4 for a limited time.
Pizza.
And welcome back, as it should be Sam Conley to lead things off here for the Indians. Conley 0 for 1 with the walk. So it'll be the 3-4-5 batters. Sam Conley, Mackenzie Piper, and Macy Cox all due up here for the Indians in the bottom of the sixth. 2-1. This game has been everything we anticipated and then some between two of the top teams in the country.
Number 11, Sam
It has been a pitcher's duel this afternoon between Bailey Springfield and Molly Jacobson. Each pitcher's given up an earned run. ICC, however, has given up an unearned run. As that pitcher crosses the knees for a strike, 0-1 is the count here to Sam. Don't know if her family had a chance to get up here for this one. If not, I know they're watching back in Louisiana. I want to say a shout out to the Conley family. This pitch popped up. Second baseman going back, having trouble, but finds it. That one just hung up just long enough for the second baseman to camp underneath it for the putout. Speaking of other family members, I know
Number 18,
Macy Cox had some family down earlier. They stopped by and talked to us earlier in the week. Maybe they stuck around to be able to catch 2 games this week here in Fulton. So now up is going to be Mackenzie Piper. 1 out and nobody on. Piper swings on this pitch, pops it up. It's probably going to stay in play, and a break there for the Indians. Neither player could find it out there in foul territory. The first baseman tried to cut back but lost her footing on the warning track. Second baseman never saw it, so Piper will live to see another day, as that was a lucky break, strike 1 for the Indians. Piper 0 for 2. She's grounded out to the shortstop to end the first. Started the fourth with a ground out to second. McKenzie can't hit for power if she can time one up here. That pitch high for a ball. 1-1 now is the count with 1 out. The first of 2 games here this afternoon in Fulton. And that was a beauty. Well, I tell you what, when she's able to take some speed off that fastball, that one just fell off the table right into the strike zone. 1-2 now is the count. Jacobson ahead in the count here on Piper. So Piper will dig in. There's a liner, and the first baseman scoops it up and gets the putout of Piper. And so quickly 2 away now, and this is going to be Macy Cox coming to the plate for the Indians.
DP number 30.
So Macy Cox, who is 0 for 1 today with a walk. She was left stranded back in the second after starting the second with a walk. Just could not get anything going there for the Indians. So ICC trying to spark a 2-out rally. Cox swings the first pitch she sees, fouls it back for strike 1. If Macy were to reach, and to be Shelby Newsom due up next for the Indians. 0-1 is the count. Oh, beautiful changeup. Beautiful changeup off the hands of Molly Jacobson. Looking for that fastball, got that off-speed changeup pitch for a strike. And then Macy just could not catch up with that one and fouls it off for the 8th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game for Molly Jacobson. 3 up, 3 down go the Indians. No runs, no hits, no errors. We've played 6. ICC trailing 2-1 here to number 2 Des Moines, Iowa. We'll take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com. This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Gotta be hoops and wings.
Nah, subs.
Wings all day.
How about a sub?
Dude, wings.
Nah.
Really?
Gotta have ice cold Coke.
I'll drink to that. Now that's how it's done.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the top of the 7th inning. ICC trailing 2-1 here to Des Moines area here in this top 15 tussle in Fulton. As we said, this game has been everything and then some we expected between 2 of the top teams in the country. We've got a pitcher duel going between Bailey Springfield and Mallory Jacobson. It's been an error by the Indians back in the 3rd that proves to be the difference so far in the contest. So due up here for the Bears, it'll be the 4, 5, 6 batters. Neely, Richards, and Jacobson due up here.
For the Lady Bears, number 10, Morgan Neely.
Neely did reach on that error that allowed the that allowed the inning to keep going back in the 3rd. And so she will start off the top of the 7th here. ICC would like to get a 3 up, 3 down inning here, see if they can get some late game heroics as this pitch fouled straight back over the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. Remind you to visit iccms.edu for more information on the ICC Foundation. So strike 1 to Neely. 0 for 3 on the day. She did reach on an error, and she fouls that one off. 0-2 now is the count. She popped up to shallow left, was put out by Sternisha. back in the start to second, reached on an error in the third, and popped up to, or grounded into a fielder's choice at third. I should say not a fielder's choice, basically grounded out to third. So third baseman was able to step on the bag for the final out of the inning. That pitch missing low for a ball. 1-2 now is the count here on Morgan Neely. Waiting the 1-2 pitch here from Springfield. There's a liner, shortstop. Vasquez with it, throws it across the way. Good stretch by Piper for the putout. Score that one 6-3 on the putout there. JoJo to Piper. So there's one out. And now here comes trouble. Bailey Richards had a pair of hits today. She's 2 for 2 with a walk. She does have an RBI. And she was left stranded in both at bats. So the catcher, Richards, will dig in with one out and nobody on here, top of the 7th. Springfield looking to go the distance here in game 1. Once again, he just doesn't like that corner consistently enough. Bailey has gone for that corner throughout the afternoon, just could not get the strike call there as it was a little low for a ball. This pitch lifted. Hannah Williams camps underneath it for out number 2. So 2 outs now. And now up is going to be the pitcher, Molly Jacobson.
Number 1, Molly Jacobson.
So Jacobson, the pitcher, was called out after a bunt attempt being out of the batter's box in her previous at-bat. Grounded out to second to end the third and was hit by a pitch back in the second. She was left stranded at first. Swings to the first pitch she sees. Slow roller to the second baseman. Going to have to hurry. And it's there. So the Indians do get that 3-up, 3-down inning on a nice play there by Rachel Sternisha to get the final out of the inning. Do the Indians have any late game heroics left in them? 2-1 is your score. ICC trailing as we move to the bottom of the 7th. We're going to take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Helen, don't you know Little Caesars has the extra most bestest for $6?
$6? I gotta sit down.
Yeah, it has the most cheese and pepperoni for the nation's best price.
Most cheese and most pepperoni? I gotta sit all the way down.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza.
Quarter-pound junior double cheeseburger with crispy golden tots for just $2.99.
Makes me kind of want to do a double take.
Double the beef.
Double the cheese.
Double the smiles.
Oh, yeah.
For a limited time, get a quarter-pound junior double cheeseburger and tots for just $2.99. This is how you Sonic.
And welcome back now as we move to the bottom of the 7th inning. It'll be the 6, 7, 8 batters due up here for the Indians. Newsom, Springfield, and Burns due up for ICC. Molly Jacobson still in the circle here for the Bears, looking to improve to 4-0 on the year. But the Indians not out of it yet. 2-1 is your score. Can the ICC bats fire up here late to either extend this contest or maybe, just maybe, can find a way to walk it off here in the bottom of the 7th? So it'll be Shelby Newsom to lead things off here. Newsom 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. She flew out to left for the first out in the second.
Shelby Newsom.
So Newsom will dig in facing Molly Jacobson. Jacobson has pitched a gem this afternoon. She's only surrendered 3 hits. She struck out 8. And that first pitch across for a strike. Newsom's due. She takes that first pitch for a strike. Looks at that one low. 1-1 now is the count here on Shelby Newsom. So 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs as we're starting the bottom of the 7th. ICC down 2-1. A off-speed pitch that misses just low. 2-1 now is the count here to Newsom. So Shelby will dig in, awaiting the pitch here. Fouls that one off. 2-2 now goes the count here to the first baseman. So I'm assuming Newsom checked back into the contest, or maybe have taken over that. Actually checked back into the contest because Cox is still in the game. There's a ground ball. Second baseman bobbles it for a second, but has plenty of time to throw over for the putout. 4-3 to get out number one here in the top of the seventh. So now up is going to be Bailey Springfield. Bailey had a single, was replaced on the bases by Kelsey Yates, who was thrown out on a fielder's choice.
Number 21,
in the last at bat. Springfield also struck out in her first at bat of the afternoon. She was the second of 8 strikeout victims by Molly Jacobson. Springfield swings on the first pitch she sees, fouls it back, strike one. So Springfield, who had that big hit out to center in her previous at bat, trying to do that again here as it was over the head of a leaping shortstop. That pitch high and outside for a ball. 1-1 now goes the count. 2-1 is your score. We're in the bottom of the seventh. ICC trying to rally here in game one against Des Moines area. That pitch, a change-up that falls off the table just a bit too soon. 2-1 now goes the count here to Bailey Springfield. So Olivia Burns is on deck for the Indians. Springfield dribbler up the middle, shortstop gets it, throws over. Nice stretch over at first that time for the second out of the inning. 6-3 for those of you scoring at home. Taylor Briley had to stretch out pretty wide to find that one. And now the Indians down to their final out of the game. This is going to be a new batter in, actually. This is going to be number 20, Brittany Adams. So Brittany Adams will come in for her first at bat of the game. The sophomore out of Appleton.
Number 20, Brittany Adams.
So Adams will come in and try to extend this contest. Britt Bratt batting 105 on the year, so she is due, to say the least, here for the Indians. Can hit for power, though. So if she can tie something up, she's the type of player that can change the complexion of this game with one swing of the bat. 2 outs and nobody on here for the Indians. We're in the bottom of the seventh. Jacobson trying to close the door on this one. That pitch clips the outside corner for a strike. Remind everybody, stay tuned for the Renaissance Bank post-game report here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. As Adams swings on that one, foul ball. 0-2 now goes the count here on Adams. If she were to reach, and it's Hannah Williams that would be up next here for the Indians. Adams representing the tying run. Takes a look at that one, a borderline pitch. Great frame job there by Bailey Richards. Hard not to call that strike 3 if you're the home plate umpire. So a break there for the Indians. 1-2 now goes the count to Adams. So 1-2 is the count. Adams lines one, but it's foul. Good effort over there at first base by Taylor Briley, trying to find that one that time. And so 1-2 stays the count with 2 outs. The Indians down to their final out here in the bottom of the seventh. They trail number 2, Des Moines, Iowa, 2-1. That pitch high for a ball. 2-2 now is the count here on Adams. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and nobody on here for the Indians. Bottom of the seventh. ICC trying to spark a rally. And Adams swings and miss for strike 3. The 9th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game for Molly Jacobson, and that's going to do it. ICC falls 2-1 here in game 1. We're going to take a break and come back with the Renaissance Bank post-game report right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What's better than waiting in line at the bank? Literally everything. Renaissance Bank's mobile check deposit lets you take care of checks wherever you want. Click on Deposit Check in the Renaissance mobile app. Read and hit Continue on the bottom of the notice page. Sign it. Write your name, account number, and for mobile deposit only on the back. Photograph it, front and back. so we know it's real. Type in the amount, choose the account to deposit into, click Continue, and go on your way. You'll receive an email that is being processed, but hold on to the hard copy until the check clears, and then rip it up and throw it away. So what are you waiting for? Download the Renaissance mobile banking app and make waiting in line a thing of the past. Check, phone, check. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation. And welcome back to the Renaissance Bank postgame report. Your final score: Des Moines, Iowa defeats the Indians 2-1 here in Game 1. And let's take a look at some Stonic stats here, and let's start with the Bears. It was Avery Guy, the leadoff batter. She went 1 for 3 with a walk. She also had a double. She reached on a fielder's choice. She was left stranded in scoring position twice. Kelsey Hora was 0 for 3 on the day with a strikeout. She was replaced once on the at bat by Gabby, and do not know how to say her last name, so I apologize for that, Gabby, as she struck out looking, so she was 0 for 1. Bree Hunter on the afternoon was 0 for 3 with a walk. She also struck out. Morgan Neely, she was 0 for 4. She did reach on an error, and it was a big error as it looms large in the ballgame. She reached on a 2-out error, and the next batter, Bailey Richardson, who went 2 for 3 with a walk and an RBI. Bailey Richardson able to drive in what proved to be the eventual game-winning run on that 2-out error. Molly Jacobson was 0 for 3. She was hit by a pitch. Keisha Wells was 1 for 3. She had a no-doubter home run to lead off the fourth, so she had an RBI and scored a run. Taylor Briley was 0 for 2 with a walk. And then Maya Ruther was 1 for 2 with a strikeout, a double, and a run scored. She also had a sacrifice bunt back in the fourth. For ICC, Corey Childs was 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. Meg Sullivan 1 for 3 with a double. She was left stranded in scoring position back in the third. Samantha Conley was 0 for 2 with a walk. She was left stranded on first. Mackenzie Piper 0 for 3. Then you had Macy Cox, who was 0 for 2 with a walk. Shelby Newsom was 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Bailey Springfield was 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Olivia Burns was 0 for 2 with a strikeout. It was Brittany Adams, who was 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Madison Carnes was 0 for 1, and Hannah Williams was 1 for 1 with an RBI. Let's go ahead and call Hannah our co-star of the game, as Bailey Springfield also pitching at Gym this afternoon. Just unfortunately could not get the bats fired up to be able to get the win there. Of course, those stars of the game being brought to you by Sonic. Jacobson improves to 4-0. She did give up her first earned run of the season. Springfield falls to 2-9. The final line, it was 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors for Des Moines, Iowa. ICC, 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error. Well, that's going to do it here for Game 1. We'll come back in about 20 minutes with Game 2 here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. As ICC falls 2-1 here in Game 1. Back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Etowah Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.